Hi friends, welcome to Krako's video series. In this particular video, we'll take a deep dive into the CUET exam. We'll understand what is the exam structure, what is being tested, what is the portion. I'll cover everything as such. So let's get started. So the CUET exam is for TIS as such. So TIS used to have a TISNet exam, but from this year they have decided that they will do their admissions through the CUET PG exam as such. So let us take a look at the CUET PG exam for TIS and what you should expect in this exam. So what courses are essentially the top courses that are covered by this exam? These are the TIS courses. So MA HR for TIS and MA Organizational Development, Change and Leadership. All of these are the coveted courses that are in which you can get in admission into using this particular exam. The CUET PG exam is mostly for these coveted seats because if you consider TIS HR courses as such, the top salary for TIS HR was 49 lakhs, the median salary was 25 lakhs. So it's a very good seat or good MBA as such, which will get you a very good start in your career. So these are the top kind of seats from which you can actually get in through CUET, and that is why basically now many people are going to be taking CUET PG as such. So let's take a look at the exam structure as such. Firstly, let's go through the important dates. So the online submission of application form, so that is already started. You can start filling the application form as such. Remember to fill it before 24th January when the application window closes. Once the application window has closed, you get one extra day to pay the transaction fee. Suppose your transaction fails during your application, you get one extra day to complete the transaction or payment of the fee as such. The correction and application form can be done from 27th to 29th. So after that, the application window completely fixes or freezes as such. After that, you have the advanced city intimation, which is from 4th March as such. You can start downloading the admit card from 7th March. The date of the exam, you can see that it's a window, 11th March to 2024 to 28th March 2024. The reason for that is that CUET holds many exams. Like there's an exam for agriculture, there's an exam for different courses. So it's not just one exam as such, and therefore there'll be different slots for each exam. There'll be you have to, even when you're filling the application form as such, you have to put in the correct code for your exam as such. So CUET is not one exam, it is essentially many exams which come under one branch of CUET, and it will be held in this particular range, in this window as such. So how many times it will be held, what would be its dates is not known yet, but it will be known once people fill the forms. The answer key challenges will be on 4th April, after which the results will come. So these are the rough dates. So you can understand that you are looking at the start of the MBA term by around August or so. After June, July, the counseling etc. will take place, and mostly by August the term will start. This is mostly the case for many Mumbai based colleges. So let's take a look at the next part, which is the exam format. Now earlier in last year, the exam was 100 questions. So now they have actually reduced the number of questions. They have reduced it to 75 questions in 105 minutes according to the exam notification. The marking scheme is +4 and -1, and there are 4 options. So if you look at it expected value wise, since there are 4 options and +4 and -1, the negative marking penalty is not very high, because essentially on balance, if every 1 out of 4 questions, you would not get a lot of negative marking as such, because if it is +3 -1 and there are 4 options, the negative marking weightage is higher in, like say CAT, or if it is +1 and -0.25 and there are 5 options as in ZAT, the negative marking weightage is higher as such. The probability that you can guess an answer is lower and get like 0 marks or positive marks is lower as such. Here for guessing, the penalty is lesser. Okay, so the sections are, there are 4 sections. It will be the 75 questions will be divided over 4 sections. So there's English comprehension, maths quantitative ability, logical reasoning and data interpretation. These 4 sections will be adding up to 75 questions. So we don't know exactly how many questions will be there from each. So last year there was 30 questions from English and comprehensions, 30 from maths, and remaining 40 from LR and DI. Now this year, how they are going to reduce 100 questions to 75 questions into these 4 sections is not exactly known, but maybe it will be 25 and these 2 together 25. That is a guess, but we do not know exactly how they are going to portion it out. There is no sectional time limit, so you can use your 105 minutes across these 75 questions in any way you want. Now let's take a look at the next part. So I have given two parts over here. So I want to exactly tell you why I have done this. So basically the CUET exam has given a notification. It has put the syllabus in the notification. However, they have done this before. Where they have given one syllabus, and if you look at the actual paper that is asked, the paper that is asked does not match the syllabus. So this is the stated syllabus what they have given in the notification. This was what was asked last year. So I want you to prepare for like the full prepare for the syllabus that they have given definitely, but even for what was asked and not mentioned in the syllabus, we'll cover that in the course, because you know this is going to happen. Last year they did the same thing. They did not mention the syllabus properly and they asked a lot of questions which did not appear in the syllabus. So this year we know that this is going to happen. So I have told you what the status syllabus is. So they have told it is English grammar, English usage errors, jumbled para, sentence correction, sentence improvement, reading comprehension, all of this that is there, but I'll tell you what exactly is likely to come. So grammar and sentence correction. So as they have mentioned this English grammar, English usage error, sentence correction, sentence improvement, what actually comes is basically you have to identify which part of the sentence contains an error. So when sentence is cut into 3 parts, and part 1, part 2, part 3, you have to say which part has an error, or if there is no error, you have to choose option 4. So that type of question comes where you have to essentially figure out where the error is, sentence like error detection. The second part is basically common usage errors. So you will have common usage errors and you will have to identify where those where the error is as such. Sentence improvement basically means that a sentence will be given and 4 options of rephrasing that sentence will be given and you will have to choose the grammatically correct option. So this is essentially sentence rephrasing to remove grammatical errors. So all of this essentially tests you for grammar skills. There will also be essentially common grammar mistakes, and you have grammatical errors, that is like subject verb disagreement, pronoun antecedent disagreement, parallelism, modifies, etc. So common grammar mistakes that are there, they are just basically testing for that. Okay, so I would say that this is the same thing. Vocabulary, there is a lot of emphasis for idioms and phrases, huge emphasis on idioms and phrases. I cannot stress how many idioms and phrases questions come. So this is extremely important that you do this well. We will provide you with coaching for the idioms and phrases. We'll also give you a list of idioms and phrases. I want you to mark them up because it is extremely important. It is a huge part of this particular section. There will be also questions on spellings. So spellings is entirely vocabulary based. Sometimes you know the spelling, sometimes you don't know. But basically try to word it out, try to sound it out, and you would try to get to the correct spelling as such. Meanings is basically meanings of the word. So it's plain vocabulary. What is the synonym? What is the antonym? So a lot of vocabulary questions are there. So grammar and vocabulary is more than 50% of the English comprehension section. These guys have mentioned jumbled paragraph. But what actually came last year was jumbled sentence, where a sentence was split into 4 parts and it was jumbled up and you had to unscramble the sentence. Direct and indirect speech was there, active and passive voice was there. Reading comprehension, so questions were direct questions and vocabulary based questions. There weren't a lot of inference based questions. So this, if you are struggling with reading comprehension, you will not have any issue with reading comprehension here. They were very direct questions. So who did he meet there? What was observed? What advice was given? So very, very direct questions, and even vocabulary based questions. So the highlighted word, which of the following is an antonym of the highlighted word? So if you can see, there is a heavy inclination towards grammar and vocabulary in this particular section. So those are the 2 areas that in this course we are going to focus on, so that if you are good at that, most of these things will essentially fall into place. Okay, now let's go to the next part. Again, the same thing is there. If you take a look at their status syllabus, in the syllabus that they have given, they have essentially said it's only arithmetic, partnership, simple and compound interest, profit and loss, pipe systems, time, speed, distance, problems on trains, works and wages, time and work. Entirely arithmetic. They gave the same syllabus last year also, entirely arithmetic syllabus last year also in their notification. But if you look at the last year's paper, this is what actually came. They had questions on arithmetic, but they also had questions on probability and combinations. They had a lot of questions on probability. They had questions on number systems, numbers, fractions, HCF, LCM, geometry, algebra based on quadratic equations, surds and indices. So we will not just prepare you for the stated syllabus, but also what syllabus actually comes. So there is a huge emphasis on arithmetic that is there. There's averages, ratio, proportion, partnerships, percentages. There's profit and loss, simple and compound interest, time to speed, distance, time and work, pipes and cisterns, all these questions definitely do come. But apart from that, we will have to do permutations and combinations. Quite a few permutations and combinations questions come. Numbers, basic number systems will come, not remainder theorems or anything difficult. HCF, LCM, fractions, and basics of number systems will come. Geometry, we had questions on polygons, triangles, and volume as such. So we will have to learn solids, we will have to learn triangles and circles, we will have to learn polygons and quadrilaterals. That we will definitely cover in the course. Algebra, only quadratic equation came, but since some algebra has come, I would actually say that we should learn both inequalities, linear equations and quadratic equations, just to make sure that we are not leaving any important part behind. There was one question on surge and indices, and very simple. So as long as you know what are surge and what are indices, I think you should be all set. So over here also, what I would say that in the course, we are going to cover all of these things, even though it has not been stated in the syllabus, because from our experience, what they give as syllabus and what they ask in the paper is somewhat different. Now let's come to the third section, which is the logical reasoning. They are mostly on point over here. There is no issue where there's one syllabus stated and something else comes. Here, what they are telling is what actually came last year. Your questions on ranking, on linear arrangement, on matrix arrangement, sequencing, blood relations, causes and effects, statements and conclusions, statements and assumptions, statements and arguments, number series, analogies, coding, decoding, inferences, non-verbal reasoning. This is basically visual reasoning. So you will have dice is given and you will have to figure out what would be the number opposite to this particular dice, or you will have some kind of other like figures given and you will have to figure out what the other next figure in the this is. So it's mostly visual reasoning as such. Symbol-based problems are also essentially visual reasoning kind of problems. Symbol-based problems is basic coding and decoding of equations. So as you can see, part of it is simple linear reasoning, simple logical reasoning, and some of it is also what you see in banking exams, banking reasoning as such. So we will prepare you for all of this. Do not worry about that. And the next in this is data interpretation. So you have pie charts, line charts, bar graphs, where these are essentially the very basic charts that come. Tabular charts are a similar things where basically they might be stacked charts or charts where you have stacked bars or something like that. Mixed graphs are basically when you have both a bar chart as well as a line chart. Data sufficiency questions come. Graph number systems come. Basically graph and questions based on graphs, which also include number system concepts of like say integers or fractions, etc. Tabulation of data is basically table based DI sets will come. Sets and Venn diagrams come often, where basically you will be given, okay, these many people drink tea, these many people drink coffee, this is the overlap. So you have to essentially solve by drawing Venn diagrams. This, all of it we will cover. There is no discrepancy between what they stated as syllabus and what actually came. So the course will cover all of this without this. So what exactly, how to use this course? So we have identified and identified all the important concepts. We have made videos for that. So how do you actually prepare for the exam using the course? How to use the course as such? So what I want you to do is, every day we will send you a list of videos to watch, a list of tests to take. Okay, so we have essentially considered that this is the syllabus. We have split it up day wise. So we will tell you, day 1, see this concept video, and with that concept video take the test. On day 2, take this concept video and take the test, and so on. So there will be a day-wise schedule. I want you to please stick to the day-wise schedule. Do not fall behind on the day-wise schedule, because this is a short-term schedule. We have not a lot of time and we have a lot of syllabus to cover. So every day when we get the schedule, have a defined time when you sit and study. So you should say that every day in the early morning, I'm going to get all the concepts done. I'm going to get all the tests done, so that I can get the work done early morning itself. So essentially every single day you will have these daily concept tests and concept videos, and on the weekends you have to take the mocks. On the weekends you do not have daily tasks, but on that weekend it's not like for rest. Saturday, Sundays are for taking mocks and analyzing mocks. So on Saturdays and Sundays, every weekend I want you to take one mock and analyze the mock, see where you made a mistake, see how you can improve over there. So that is the basic schedule that we are going to follow from now till CUET. I want you guys to make sure that you see every single concept video, do every single concept test as such. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope you guys stay on schedule, stay on track, and you crack CUET. Thank you guys.